After a long time in school, the third term was over and students left school for home. As they came home, they're excited that after tiresome and highly engaging term, they're finally free from the routines of school. But we as teachers, we don't want to let them go. And so as they come home, we give them holiday assignments and also extra work. Unfortunately, some of us just give these students too much work. A student is going home for 2 months, yes, I agree. But why do you want in your own subject to give a pamphlet of holiday assignment for these students to do at home? These students are not just doing one subject, they're doing more than 7, perhaps 8. You can imagine you've given them 100 essays, right? Someone is surprised that 100 essays, yes, some teachers have given them so many, 20s or even 15. Then there is mathematics, a pamphlet of the same, English, Kiswahili. Oh my God, I've sympathized with some students when I have asked them about the holiday assignment they've been given. I was going through these students' amount of work that has been given for holiday assignment, and it was just too much, according to my observation. So I asked this student, how are you going to go about this work that you have to do? He smiled and said, I'm going to use ChatGPT. And my eyeballs opened up and said, what? I think this is a serious discussion we need to have. And it is for that reason that today we want to talk about, should we allow our students to use ChatGPT during their assignments? Should we encourage them to use ChatGPT when it comes to handling questions that they have been given at school, and especially now at home, where they don't have teachers? Yes. Today's topic is going to be about AI at home for homework. Based on the times that we live in, I think we need to allow these students to use ChatGPT for doing the assignments at home. If you watch this video to the end, you're going to understand why it is my stand that students should be allowed to use ChatGPT or whichever artificial intelligence tool they can access while they are in their holiday and enjoying their holiday with their parents. The second reason why I support the use of artificial intelligence by students in tackling questions given to them as holiday assignment is because AI is a good tutor. There are many students out there who during this long holiday are not going to have a chance to attend a tuition, or maybe their parents are not teachers. In such cases, these students are left vulnerable given the nature and the culture that we have today of students not being allowed by their parents to interact and to move around and to meet other students from other schools. It becomes difficult for these students to get a source of information that they can rely on in handling these assignments. Learning is not just about answering questions, but it's also about understanding concepts and widening our imagination as we learn. And AI will stand as a better tool in helping these students to broaden their mind and to answer questions better than if they are left alone, than if they are left by a guardian who is purporting to be a teacher and may just become angry and beat them up. Have you been trained by a teacher, in this case your parent, who claims to be good at mathematics, and they end up beating you because you can't understand pi r squared? Do we have to allow our students to be harassed in the imagination that they're learning? Learning has to be made simple, friendly, and in a conducive environment where students can enjoy the learning process. If I use AI in teaching and encourage my students to use them, then it means that my student is going to get a tutor who is going to be patient with them. You can ask artificial intelligence the same question more than 10 times, and they're going to give you better answer with every time that you prompt it to answer the same question. You can even tell it, I still don't understand. 20 times, it is going to give you better understanding. You can even prompt it better and say, I am in Form 1, explain it to me in that level. And it will give you an answer that is different from someone who's in campus. These are the reasons why, if students are given a chance to use artificial intelligence in answering questions during holiday assignments, then they are going to become better students because this tool is patient and is also going to give them better responses than someone who doesn't understand. The third and last reason why I am for the idea that artificial intelligence should be allowed is because of the prompt feedbacks it gives and the more examples that someone can get to even understand the same concept. I will still use mathematics as a good example in this case. If, for instance, an assignment has been given on a particular topic, it's just one question. If this student is to do it just one question, they may not necessarily focus on it and get other examples if they don't have other resources. In our days, we came to appreciate that carrying too many books and as you go for holiday is no longer the thing today. Students don't want to go home with a lot of books, especially when they're going for the holidays. This results in them having very few resources that they can use for reference. And even in some schools, students are not allowed to carry their their files containing the past papers. Such a student is not going to get, again, other examples that they can use to expand the understanding on a particular subject. Artificial intelligence, therefore, steps in to fill these gaps. If they only have one question on probability that have been given in my assignment, I can use ChatGPT or other models to give me more other questions so that I can have a broad understanding of this topic. By the time I go back to school, I understand it better and I can even illustrate to other students. These are the benefits that artificial intelligence has for a student who is using AI in doing their holiday assignment. We therefore should encourage our students to use it. But as we do this, I also have to caution students that if you're going to use artificial intelligence, then you should not be a copy-paste person, where you just prompt the question and then the answers that have been dropped by AI are copied fast in the assignment that you've been given, and therefore you fill the spaces very fast and say, hallelujah, we're done with the holiday assignment. That is not the reason why we are using artificial intelligence. It has not come to replace your research and also consulting and having a deeper understanding on concepts. It is easing your work, but as it isn't your work, we have to know that creativity still stands as the power that you're going to use when you are done with this education. In this era, creativity and innovation and problem solving are the key skills that one should understand and have. So as a student, as you use artificial intelligence in handling your holiday assignment, I'll want to encourage you that don't copy-paste your work. Your teacher will mark it correct, but I'll ask you, how creative did you become when you're using artificial intelligence? How many questions in different approaches can you do? I encourage you to use it, but I bring and encourage you also that you do it with caution and it has to be guided. Parents have to step in now, and instead of preventing the students from using it entirely, you should be the guide to ensure that as they're using artificial intelligence in answering the questions, they don't close their mind to copy and paste, but rather you challenge them to ask the same ChatGPT for a question of the same kind and ask that child to do it if he can answer the question. If that is happening, then it means that we are now helping our teachers who've been left who are waiting for them when the school open to handle the same questions. That is how we learn, that is how we enjoy learning, and that is the future of learning today. If you've not subscribed to this channel to this time, I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel. If you've not commented or if there's something that you need to add, tell me in the comment section so that I can understand and also get your point of view.